Hi, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you. But before we dive into this reading, I have an announcement to make. I am open to private readings, private personalized meditations, and animal healing. So if you're interested in any of these, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is also linked in the description box below. Now, if this reading resonates with you, which is on the Supermoon on August 1st, if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me get back in favor with the YouTube algorithm gods, which I have fallen out of favor with the time I had to take off to take care of sick family members. So thank you so very much. It means the absolute world to me. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will also be linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have the high priest. So the high priest, this is the Hierophant energy. Now this can be mindful of Taurus energy during this time because the Hierophant does represent Taurus in the major arcana, but this can also be mindful of being too rigid and too structured, or also wanting to rebel against structured, against, top down authorities type of thing, and also fitting in, feeling like you don't fit in, and feeling like you should. Maybe you're meant to stand out. Maybe you're not meant to fit in. I know I laugh when I say that because it took me a really long time to come to the conclusion that maybe I was just meant to be different. Maybe Pisces, you're just meant to be different, and embrace that. Instead of fighting against it, which is exhausting, embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace you. You deserve to. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have purposeful reversed. We need to be more purposeful in our life, moving forward with purpose, moving forward with determination, not determination, just like with a goal. We need to have a goal, like that purposeful sense of this is what I'm going after. We can feel rather adrift. I feel like I'm seeing a kite flying in the wind. Like we have that tether, we have a purpose, but it doesn't fill us, or it doesn't fill us with excitement. It can be rather humdrum. So just be aware of this. We need that purposeful excitement. We need to find that joy, that spark again. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. One more card. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. All right. Okay. So I know they're all reversed, which I get is not what we'd like to see, but it's not a bad thing at all. Okay, especially not the Five of Pentacles reverse. That's really quite awesome. We do have the Star reverse, which is Aquarius energy. This supermoon is in Aquarius. This moon can be a little bit tricky for us. It can be, and we can see that right here within the card. So let's talk about this time, astrologically speaking. The full moon is a supermoon, which means that it's closer to the earth, which means that everything about the full moon is enhanced. So the supermoon just enhances everything. It's at 9 degrees 15 minutes of Aquarius. Now the full moon and the sun, the moon and the sun are opposite each other, and that's what makes a full moon. Now, Aquarius is an energy about community, collaboration, grassroots, growing things from the bottom up, the mind, the intellect, and innovation. We're having a bit of difficulty with that energy. Just be aware of that. Just know that if you feel like you're a little bit off your stride, you are. Accepting that, saying, okay, maybe I have to go a little bit slower or I have to be a little bit calmer with myself. That's fine. Just know that this Aquarius supermoon, there's something about it that's like it's pushing us in a different direction because there's almost a sense here of like I want to give up on my dreams, like I want to walk away from myself. That's it. I want to stop. And this energy is like, don't you dare. Like look at look at your mind, like look at the beauty of your mind and what you desire and what you want, Pisces, because there's a sense of like you need to collaborate. You need to connect with people more. You need to look at things and not be like that lone wolf. That lone wolf energy is just so not for you during this time, Pisces. And this is from full moon to full moon. So this is from the 1st of August to the 30th of August. Now, Leo energy, we're in Leo sun. Leo energy is all about heart energy. Let your life shine. Let yourself shine. Be openly, honestly, and beautifully you. This is a time where the head and the heart can be in conflict with one another. So this is a time to move out of the strict logic, okay, of the head, right? And that comes from Aquarius energy. And this is strict logic, like keeps us stuck. It has to have a meaning. It has to have like, numbers and data behind it. For some people, that's awesome. But we also always as human beings kind of need to take that leap of faith on ourselves, not always be so logic driven. So here, getting out of the energy of logic that's keeping us stuck and really moving into the heart energy, because love is the most transformative and powerful force within this universe, and we're going to be seeing that love just absolutely transforms and it guides us forward. Now, Caraclaw, in mythology, in Greek mythology, she is the wife of Chiron. In our solar system, she is the largest asteroid in our solar system. So Characlaw is conjunct the supermoon. This is beautiful, beautiful energy. This is energy of holding sacred space. This is energy of silence, and this is energy of healing. And that's what Characlaw did. She held sacred space in silence and healed people. And if we can calm ourselves, center ourselves, we can find us moving forward. I think the only other reading that had, what do I want to say, Virgo had a lot of reverse cards too. So if you have Virgo in your chart, check out that reading. I can't really remember because I don't remember my readings after I do them, but that's what Spirit's saying here. It's whispering in my ear. It's like Virgo had reverse cards too. Check out Virgo. So just be aware of that. What we have here is that with Caraclaw combined with the Aquarius, supermoon, this is a time that helps us move forward without judgment. And that can be really hard for us. Okay? We are the two fish, right? Like Gemini energy, like the duality of the twins, the duality of the fish have us sometimes moving in different directions. And one fish can be very judgmental. So here, just be aware of this. We're releasing judgment. And for some reason, I see that as a little bit tricky. So just be aware of this. Spirit is showing that this is a little bit tricky. The North Lunar Node is conjunct Eris. Now note that our judgment, our judgment can also be that we're judging ourselves really hard and we're judging ourselves a lot. And that can also be the energy that we're told to move out of, but we're finding it to be difficult. Okay. So the North Lunar Node is conjunct Eris, which is a dwarf planet. So here, Eris, in mythology, Eris is the warrior sister of Mars, and Eris leads us to truth, justice, equality, and leads us to stand in our own power. Now, Mars is conjunct Jupiter, which has us fighting for our beliefs and what is correct. With Eris and Mars energy, the sibling energy of these two, it can be a time where we find people to be rather combative, but we ourselves could also be rather combative. We know what is right for us. We know what we want for us. And so we just kind of move forward in that energy like a bulldozer, and everybody else does too. So that can be a little bit intense. So do be aware of that. Venus is conjunct the Grand Trine. This is visionary energy. This is inspiring energy. This is so powerful. And so this can be a visionary time. This can be an inspiring time, but it can also be overwhelming for us. So just be aware of this. Saturn is conjunct Mercury. This helps us stay focused. This helps us stay on track. This is very much a get the job done sort of energy. Uranus is squared Venus. All right. Now, Uranus rules Aquarius. So be aware of that. So, with Uranus squared Venus, if you're in a relationship, you can have feelings of restlessness. You can want more freedom, more independence. So, just be aware. Just be aware, like, don't hit the destruct button yet, or like, kind of walk away from things if you're not 100% sure. So, just be aware of this. If you're not in a relationship, okay, Uranus squared Venus can bring someone into our lives completely out of the blue and completely different from who we thought they were going to be. Like we had this idea, and then this person comes in, and we're like, seriously? This person? Okay. Financially speaking, this can lead to financial volatility. Okay. Uranus squared Venus. So just be aware of that. Jupiter is squared the sun and the moon. This makes things much bigger. It makes things much more dramatic. Now, Jupiter is also in Taurus, so it's very down to earth energy. It has us leaving behind complexities and coming back down to earth. We can have a bit of trouble with that. We can want and we can be seeing things a lot more complex, a lot more intense than they actually are. So do be aware of this. With the Knight of Wands reversed, the Knight of Wands is impetuous. This can be having a bad temper. This can be us having a bad temper. This can be others having a bad temper. This is also being out of discord with our solar plexus, listening to our gut, okay? And also our sacral chakra, our sensual energy, our creative energy. But this is also pancreas energy, okay? So that there's a sense that fear is really leading us. And we have to kind of step back and say, what am I afraid of? Or even just meditating on the color yellow. You like meditating on yellow, you can meditate on orange too, but mostly yellow. You're going to find that if you meditate on that color, you can find that you really start to look at your fears, or you start to kind of like, you can find that there's a stagnation of the flow of yellow through your body, like that flow. And then you start to break free and everything starts to move within you. That could be a very easy way to break up a lot of fear. But also tapping your tailbone can really help with the vitality of us. That's where our vitality is. So tapping your tailbone on either side of your tailbone can really help open up our sacral chakra. But just know that we're going to want to move forward. We're going to want to move forward rather quickly. And this is going to be a time where things seem to be moving slow. So from the 1st of August to the 30th of August, things are moving a lot more slowly than we thought they were going to be. We wanted quick, quick, quick. And this is like, okay, it almost feels like we're moving at slow motion or through molasses, kind of like trying to pour honey in the wintertime where it's just cold and it takes forever type of deal, or molasses in the wintertime. So just be aware of this during this time where it just feels like things are moving slowly. What happens is that after we come out of the slow pace, kind of like after the 30th, what we're going to find is that everything starts moving much more quickly than we realized, or than we expected. So just be aware of this. It's not forever. You're out of balance. You're not in harmony with yourself. And this is really important, especially for a Pisces energy. Just like for a Gemini energy, when we talked about the twins, when we talk about the two fish, being in balance is just so sacredly important to who you are. You're out of balance. You're just overwhelmed by emotions. Remember, you're represented by the moon in the major arcana. Okay. So the moon controls the tide. If you've ever been in the hospital during a full moon, you'll hear the doctors, the orderlies, the nurses, they'll be talking, they'll be like, what's going on? And they'll be like, it's a full moon. And they go, oh. And I always thought that was so neat. It's like these people who are so science-based, going, oh, it's the full moon. And I love that. So here, just know that when it's a supermoon, it can be even more intense, and it will be even more intense. So feeling out of balance, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like I can't juggle what I need to juggle, there's also a lie spinning around you. And I don't know if it's a person, but I see it buzzing around you like and spinning around you like a swarm. Okay. So that's very important. There's something here where it's like it's a constant nagging, buzzing, like it's really irritating. I am hearing this in my right ear. So I don't know if you have a ringing in your right ear, or you get like this kind of like in and out with the hearing. Okay, just be aware of this, that there's a lie, and it's frustrating, and it comes through like through your right ear. I don't know why. I don't know why Spirit's bringing that forward. With the Three of Cups reversed, this is somebody who we're supposed to be able to trust. They dropped the ball. Okay, and Spirit's saying they dropped the ball a long time ago. We've carried that pain with us, and it has defined us for quite some time. It's time to be done. It's time to be done with it. It's like, you've hurt me. This isn't moving forward correctly. You can have somebody in your life now who's reminding you of this person. They also have a bit of a temper on them. Or you can find that with this betrayal, you have a bit of a temper on you. So just be aware of this. We need to move forward. It's like, okay, I was hurt, you know, rejected. We really see this as a big rejection. It's part of our story. It does not get to be our full story. It does not get to define or be everything about us. So just be aware of this during this time, that it kind of wants to like become everything. This hurt, this betrayal, this disappointment, this person who couldn't celebrate us, who said, "Oh yeah, I'm right here with you," and couldn't be. So just be aware of this. With the Two of Swords reversed, right? Oh, that's so interesting. It's like the path you thought you were going to move forward in. It's not your path. And so you're frozen. It's like, well, then what? Then how? Type of thing. There's going to be a severing of a tie. Okay, there's going to be a severing of something that was once what you thought, how you thought you were going to move forward, or who you thought you were going to be. Okay, and there's a change that's going on. It's an internal change, but a little bit right now, you kind of feel like you're free falling. All right, there's going to be a reverse, the repeat of the number two here, and I like how we go from 2 to 3. I like that progression. There's a sense of, I'm coming back into balance. The two fish, they're coming back into balance with us. We're coming back into balance. But there's going to be a sense that just for a little bit, there's going to be a bit of a free fall, or a bit of a sense like I don't have the bearings around me that I thought I was going to have, or I'm not moving in the direction I thought I was going to move. And until we look at things and say, okay, it's not A and it's not B, but it's a myriad of different paths that I get to move forward in, if I start to trust in myself, and if I start to let myself breathe and let myself accept who I am, that starts to open up the door. This is not going to be a fast time for us. It's not. It can feel like the month of August drags on, and it can be, if you're in the northern hemisphere, because of the heat, you can be like, oh my gosh, summer will never end. But it's going to go super slow and then super fast. Spirit is saying you need to be able to digest things, like look at things, take things in, and there's almost like a does not compute energy going on. It's like I'm not taking in what I need to take in. And so Spirit is slowing it down until we see it. What's really great here, and what I love, is that the Five of Pentacles is reversed. And what Spirit is saying here is that our poverty mentality, a sense of lack, a sense of I can't, that's being eliminated. I'm no longer out in the cold, absolutely unable to move forward in my strength, in my soul, in myself. Like, it, this is feeling poor, in the gutter. And Spirit's like, enough is enough. We are going to find our fortunes changing. Now, are they going to change? Sat at home eating chips, sitting on a couch? No, it's not. But we're going to find that there's a spark within us that's being ignited during this time. And it's like, I need to move forward. I need to make a change. I'm worth so much. And we're starting to see that within ourselves. It's like, I'm worth so much. And we need to claim that. We're giving up on our dreams. Okay? There's just a sense here of, I'm giving up on my dreams. I'm giving up on the way that I need to move forward. It's just a bunch of malarkey anyway. I was always a dreamer, kind of thing. Like, what was I, a fantasist? It's like, no, you weren't. Fantasists make up worlds and tell them to everybody, and pathological liars, right? Type of thing. Stop that about you. You're not that. Spirit is still listening, and you're thinking they're not. Spirit's like, no, I'm right here with you. I'm still listening to you. I'm still here with you. Let us move forward. Don't let go of your dreams. And don't think that Spirit hasn't heard them. We have a limited vocabulary when we come to this earth, right? Depending on where we were raised, how we were raised, what we saw. Our soul knew what it wanted. okay? And it called to it in ways that we could understand or ways that we couldn't understand, all right, at that point in time. But our vocabulary is always growing. If you found this channel, your vocabulary, your way of seeing things, quite different than the rest of the world. So here, there is just a sense like you just don't have words for it yet, or you didn't have the idea of it. It's evolving around you. Let yourself step into your creative life energy, because there's a sense of how you thought you were going to achieve things, or what you thought your soul wanted is actually very different than what it wanted, than how it wants to move forward. And so there needs to be that connection. Stop overthinking. There's just a sense of like, let the heart shine. See how it moves forward. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Yeah, okay. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. So, yeah, there's something about Taurus energy. I don't know if it's the time period, April 20th to May 20th, if it's a Taurian, or if it's just that down to earth energy that we're having a bit of difficulty with, because it says your dreams, yeah, need a practical plan. And that's exactly it. We're wanting to rush forward, too much in fire, too much in like, determination. This is what it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. And spirit's like, no, your dreams need a practical plan, but it's reversed. Our dreams don't necessarily have that practical plan. We need a bit of a plan. Here, it's protection reversed. We don't feel like we're protected. And yet, Spirit's saying to us, the moon is saying to us, I'm watching over you. Abundance. We're moving to abundance and a time to heal. This is a time to slow things down, to get yourself back in alignment, to get yourself back in balance, to embrace your healing, to move forward in the abundance of your soul and of yourself. You are meant to be prosperous. It might not be mansions and fancy cars prosperous, but you are meant to be prosperous. Embracing your abundance, embracing your wealth and contentment of soul is astoundingly powerful. There's a quote about a not ambitious person, or unambitious person, like the contentment of an unambitious person, where they can just be happy in their life and what they have. That, and I don't remember the quote exactly, but it's like, people don't know what to do with them. How can you not have the ambition to achieve more and do more and have more and have more? But what if our ambition is to be contented within our life, to see our worth, and to see a bounty that lies around us, that isn't about the bounty that everybody else is chasing. It isn't about amass bags, or fancy cars, or the desirable, or the prestigious zip codes. What if it's just about being happy? And what does happy mean? It moves us to surrender. We're having a bit of difficulty surrendering to the power of the supermoon. The supermoon itself is reversed. So surrender is reversed, and then emotions are running high is reversed. Our emotions are kind of all over the place, and they're not running high. They're running rather betrayed. So just be aware of that. During this time, to surrender to the power of the ever-changing faces of the moon, linked with the ever-changing face of us. That's sometimes very hard to take in. Emotions can be running high. It's okay. We don't need our temper to be running high, but letting ourselves have the grace to surrender, or have the power and faith within ourselves to surrender, to not having to have all the answers, is going to be really important. Relax. That is also going to be a very important thing. It's time to release negativity is reversed. We're holding on to that negativity. we're not sure which way we're going to move forward or how to move forward. It's time to release. You know what? I don't need to know. Having an outline, a sketch for the future, like having something, kind of sketched out, that's important. Having a goal that we're moving towards, but having everything, every step mapped out, for me, I would find that maddening. For others, maybe that's security. But here, it's time to release negativity and it's time to relax. I don't need to follow every single rigid step. By releasing, by saying, I know what I want. I have a plan or I have an idea. This is what I need to do right now. But releasing control, releasing, having to have all the big stuff figured out can move us forward. It's time to release the negativity. When we release that we need to have this plan, when we let ourselves relax and release, we let ourselves move forward. I just feel like release your fear, release your negativity, release the anger that's holding us back. Will we? Then that's the question, Will we embrace the ever-changing faces of the moon and work through our fears? Slowly we will. By the end of the month, we'll be at a different place. Is it a place that we want to be? Well, that's up to us. Here, work through your fears. Comes through very powerfully. We don't want to release our negativity. Our negativity can also be that little bit of like oomph that's pushing us forward, right? A bit. But will we embrace the ever-changing faces of the moon as we embrace the ever-changing face of us? That's a big question. Unexpected, reversed. We don't really want any more of the unexpected. You and your loved ones are safe. Embrace that security. Understand the unexpected is coming. It will always be coming, okay? But we're not embracing that right now. But we are releasing a poverty mentality. We are releasing, I'm not good enough. I'm not worth it. I'm not. So just be aware of this during this time. And it brings us to a place of focus, focusing on opening our third eye, focusing on opening to what we wish for, what we deeply desire. We are out of harmony with what our soul wants and what our ambition wants. Okay, our ego is kind of getting in the way. Just be aware of that. Opening up the third eye, letting ourselves transform, saying, you know what, I'm embracing transformation, connecting with our throat chakra as well. What do I want to say? What do I need? What do I need to voice? But also, what is my life path? What is my life purpose? Why am I here? Our life path and purpose can change, as the days change, as the years go by. It can change as we evolve. But what is our purpose right now? And it can be a simple purpose or it can be complex. So just understanding that a new romantic cycle is beginning. It is. A new romantic cycle begins, and we're going to be moving forward in a new romantic, beautiful way that's inspiring, but also kind of overwhelming for us. We have to open up that door. It's not going to be what we expect. What we're going to need to know throughout this whole time, it's like, it's not what we expect, but Spirit is giving us kind of exactly what we need. It's kind of like when you're cooking something or like somebody, I'm just seeing like a dessert coming to your table or having a dessert and you think, oh no, I don't want this. And then you taste it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like you look at it and you're like, no, I don't want this. And then you taste it and you're like, oh, but it's everything I wanted. It's kind of like nice cream in me. I love peanut butter nice cream. And I thought, oh no, this can't taste good at all. And yet it's so delicious. Let's see what our energy to be mindful is, the subconscious energy. The subconscious energy is taking on too much, like working too much, sculpting too much, doing too much, and everybody just watching. Other people will be more than happy to take the credit for what you do. So be aware of that. Be mindful about that during this time. Our subconscious spirit message is white light. The healing white light of spirit is guiding us. It's time to heal. It's time to take in that healing energy. Caraclaw, really embracing Caraclaw conjunct the supermoon, that beautiful holding sacred space, embracing silence, healing, and letting the white light of the universe of spirit, come around us, guide us, move us. It brings us to our subconscious spirit tarot message. This is the Chariot reversed. Our emotions are everywhere. This is also, we can be having a bit of difficulty with the Cancer, but our emotions are everywhere. It's time to rein it in. Once we rein it in, we can realize how powerful we are, but we're not seeing it right now. Our subconscious spirit message is the new moon in Taurus. So new moon energy, as we get closer to the new moon, you'll find you get your footing a bit more and a bit more. The Taurus energy coming through now as positive. So that's fantastic subconsciously. Realization. We realize that we are the key. We realize that we are moving forward in an understanding prosperity inside of ourselves and for ourselves, and we're opening up a huge door. But prosperity lies ahead. It's not over. You're the key. That realization is huge. All right. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this supermoon, of this time, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a blessed supermoon. Bye.